Hello and welcome everyone. My name is Cooley. I'm the Targeted Outreach Director for the California Department of Financial Protection and Innovation, also known as the DFPI. Welcome to today's webinar. I know it's right at noon, so let's give everyone 2 minutes to get logged in. We have a lot of great information. I don't want anyone to miss any of it. So 2 minutes, let's get started in just a little bit. So thank you for your patience. Okay, hello again. My name is Cooley. I'm the Targeted Outreach Director for the California Department of Financial Protection and Innovation, also known as DFPI. Thank you for your patience. Let's go ahead and get started. Thank you for joining the webinar. Today's webinar is about protecting yourself from fraud. This is in partnership with Assemblywoman Petrie-Norris. Let's go ahead and get started. I know we have a lot to cover, a lot of great information. First, a little bit of housekeeping. This webinar is being recorded. The recording and PowerPoint will be available after the webinar. We'll send a follow-up email with the information. Your microphones have been turned off and video disabled for the remainder of this webinar. But if you do have a question, please feel free to submit it into the Zoom's Q&A feature. We have a dedicated time at the very end where we'll answer your questions. The views and opinions expressed in this presentation are those of the presenters. They do not necessarily reflect those views or positions of the departments. This presentation is for educational and informational purposes only. This is not financial or legal advice, and it does not replace independent or professional judgment. The DFPI does not assume responsibility for the completeness of the information presented in this presentation, but we went through this presentation. It is the most up-to-date as of this moment. Okay, with that,
good afternoon.
With that, I'd like to present a video from Assemblymember Petrie-Norris.
Good afternoon. This is Assemblywoman Petrie-Norris. Welcome to the Protect Yourself from Fraud webinar, hosted by California's Department of Financial Protection and Innovation. First, I want to say thank you to DFPI for working with me and my team to organize today's informative webinar. Every year, my team and I partner with DFPI and other state agencies to organize a successful series of in-person fraud prevention workshops for seniors. With the rise of new technologies, fraudsters are finding more and more ways to take advantage of unsuspecting individuals. This webinar is designed to help you safeguard against the most common scams. With the holiday season here, many of us are shopping and sharing personal information online. Unfortunately, this opens the door to potential fraud and scams if we are not vigilant. I hope that by the end of today's webinar, you'll have a clear understanding of how to protect yourself, your family, and loved ones from increasingly sophisticated fraudsters and scammers who are out to get us. It's so important to stay one step ahead. Thank you again for joining us, and please let my office know if we can be of assistance. We're here to serve. Happy holidays. Wishing you and your family a joyous and safe holiday season.
And also a big thank you to the office of Assemblywoman Petrie-Norris and of course the Assemblywoman herself for helping us help partnering with us to host this great webinar for you. Today, I'm very honored to have my staff member, Sally Westlake. She's a target outreach specialist here to do the presentation. Sally, please take it away.
Thank you. According to the latest FBI's Internet Crime Report, Americans over the age of 60 lost $3.4 billion to fraud. Protect yourself from fraud. What can you do from becoming the next victim of financial fraud and scams? Thank you all for joining us today. I know your time is valuable, so we are going to go ahead and get started with the next topic. So next slide, please. If you remember anything from my presentation today, this is it. I want you to stop, look, and think before you click or tap to send someone money that you've never met in person. Remember, take a step back from the computer or phone. Don't feel rushed that you have to make a decision and think, does it sound too good to be true? Next slide, please. So we are the Department of Financial Protection Innovation, or DFPI. We are California's financial services regulator and consumer protection agency. We regulate, license, and oversee financial institutions, products, and professionals. The DFPI makes sure banks, lenders, and other financial companies play by the rules so Californians don't get scammed or taken advantage of. We provide financial education and consumer awareness presentations throughout California to inform and help protect consumers. We conduct exams to ensure state and federal compliance, review consumer complaints, and pursue legal actions against those operating illegally and using unlawful, deceptive, or abusive practices. Now, you can review and check the status of our licensees by visiting our website at dfpi.ca.gov. Consumers can also file a complaint when they suspect fraud or suspicious activity on our website. You can also call us at 866-275-2677 with any questions about the industry or our licensees. Now, we also offer many resources and encourage consumers to stay informed of their rights, research financial products and options thoroughly. Now, one great tool available on our website is called a crypto scam tracker. It's a database that is searchable by company name, scam type, or keywords to learn more about the crypto-specific complaints the DFPI has received. Again, visit our website at www.dfpi.ca.gov for more information. Next slide, please. Now, financial frauds and scams can happen to anyone at any time with any level of financial expertise. That's why the DFPI works with Californians of all ages and backgrounds to spot frauds and scams. Now, this is only a partial list of the most common frauds and scams found today. That includes government business imposters, romance scams, wrong text message scams, crypto investment fraud, tech support scams, grandparent relative scam, you've won fraud, home improvement fraud, advance fee fraud. Now, today we're going to go over the top 3 fraud and scams that's listed on the slide today. Next slide, please. So, government business imposter scams, where you might get a call or a message that is from the IRS and you owe back taxes. And if you don't pay, they'll issue an arrest warrant. Now, here's a tip. Government agencies do not call you out of the blue, and they will definitely not threaten you with arrest, and they do not take payment over the phone. They do not accept gift cards, wire transfers, or ask you to pay with cryptocurrency, any type of form over the phone. Now, using a technology called spoofing, the imposters can make any phone number look like it's coming from any number they want to. So if you think there really could be an issue, go to the source and you look up the real number to the IRS customer service and call to verify. Now, this can happen with any government agency, including Social Security Administration, even maybe Medicare. But then there's also utility company or financial institution imposter fraud going on. Again, businesses or They do not threaten you with disconnection of service. Maybe you get a fraud alert from the bank that says, oh, there is a problem with your account. Click here, call this number. Don't click on any links or numbers. You want to verify by going to the source, and you definitely do not want to engage with any links or not call numbers that had left messages on your phone. So, what are you not going to do? You are not going to wire money or get a prepaid gift card, send cryptocurrency or money in any other way to someone you do not know who's on the other end of that phone call or computer. Next slide, please. So, is your cyber sweetheart swindling you? Roses are red, violets are blue, and romance scammers can fool you too. So now you want to look for these red flags. Maybe you met someone online, whether it's through a dating app or a DM message on your social media account. Please take it slow. Beware of relationships where their profiles seem too good to be true and the relationship is moving too fast. Maybe they break promises to see you in person. They start asking for money, and it might start with a small amount in the beginning, but that can start to increase very quickly. Or they require a specific payment method, maybe asking for a loan. Do your research. Google his or her name online. Make sure to confirm you know who it is you're talking to through that app. Next slide, please. So then there's also wrong number text message scams. Maybe you get a message that says something like this. Hey there, Jen, it's me. I'm going to be around for Collins for the weekend, and we definitely got to get together while I'm here. Tell me when you're available. Now, unfortunately, some of our seniors, older adults, might respond. They want to be nice, and you respond and you say, "Oh, you have the wrong number." That's exactly what the scammers are waiting for. They are waiting for you to engage. Now there's even wrong text message scams where they just text hi. And they are waiting again for you to engage to see if this is a real verified number and that there is someone on the other end potentially wanting to build a friendship. Um, the scammer's waiting for you to again engage and respond. And after a few months, maybe they might talk about how their family member is an expert on investing in crypto and how they personally have made a lot of money. And that can lead into the next type of fraud, like crypto investment fraud. Now, do your research before investing. If someone you've only met online asks you to download an app, click on a link to open an investment account, those are red flags that makes you concerned. Next slide, please. So investment fraud, again, it could be through you met somebody online, they ask you to download an app, and it might look real. You might be able to verify you have an account on an app through your phone or through the computer, and you can see like your money is growing. You're investing in cryptocurrency. You don't know a lot about it, but through your friend you met online, through a stranger, you put in, $5,000 to start, you see it grow, so you tend to put in more money, and then now you're ready to withdraw. You've made a lot of money, you're excited, and you want to withdraw some of your money. That's when the account holder, the app says, oh, you've only had your account for, less than a year, so you actually need to pay a fee to withdraw your money. You ask, well, deduct it from my balance. And they say, no, you actually have to have a separate account within that, and they can't liquidate the cryptocurrency to pay a fee. So you have to deposit another 10% of your balance to withdraw your own money. Okay, so you might do that. But then next, they say, oh, you have to actually pay taxes to withdraw your money. Taxes, maybe capital gains tax, because you made so much money and they want to pay, the IRS for you. So they again ask you to deposit more money. Red flags. Those are definitely red flags where you have to pay a fee to withdraw your own money. Sometimes, usually when the scammer figures out that you are getting you're questioning the account, maybe you've deposited all the money that you can, all of a sudden the account is shut down. It's gone, it's frozen. You can no longer have access to your money, to your account. You don't know who to contact. You've been scammed. This is the case. You want to go ahead and give us a call and to file a submit a complaint. Again, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Do your research before investing in anything you don't understand, and definitely in cryptocurrency. Give us a call, check our website, make sure you know what it is you're doing before you invest. Next slide, please. Now, during the holidays, you definitely want to be more cautious because the scammers are out there. So here are some holiday shopping online scams that you want to be careful for. Consider using a credit card instead of a debit card. And if you do end up using shopping with a debit card, make sure that you understand who's on the other end, what website you're on, and if you're swiping at a keypad at a store, you don't necessarily have to enter your PIN number when you shop. You can just go ahead and bypass that option by pressing enter and have the purchase go through as a credit card option. And credit cards tend to have more protection if you've been defrauded while shopping, more above than what you would get from a debit card. Also, buy now, pay later, that option, that service does not offer the same protections, and it can complicate if you need to return something that you purchased by using buy now, pay later options. So again, make sure you read the fine print, understand what your options are when you use a service like that. Now, be wary of buying from an ad on social media feed. Okay. If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. If you find online that item, maybe a computer, laptop, it retails for $2,000, but someone online through social media is selling it for $1,000, that sounds too good to be true. Then it probably is. You may not end up getting what you paid for. Again, suspicious messages. If you receive a text message, maybe something that says unusual activity on your bank card or credit, do not respond to that text message. Go ahead and verify and go to the source by contacting your bank directly. You want to go ahead and delete that message. Do not respond. Next slide, please. When I talk about going to the source and verifying, that means you go ahead and look up the real number. You Google IRS customer service number. Verify your bank number by going to the back of your debit card, your credit card, and calling the right number. Again, stop, think before you act. Next slide, please. Now, I always like to talk briefly about credit reports and what you can do. You want to review your credit report? It's free. Under the federal law, you can obtain a free credit report. And thanks to COVID, not only can you get a report once a year, but now you can get it once a week. You can get a free credit report from all three of the major credit reporting agencies, which includes Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax. Now, the official website and link is the www.annualcreditreport.com, or you can call them at 877-322-8228. Now, you want to review your credit report because it can show signs of identity theft on the reports. You want to make sure that everything is correct, that there aren't accounts that are open that you do not recognize. Then you need to call all three of the credit reporting agencies and do a fraud alert until you can clear up the problem. Now, if everything is correct and maybe you are done accessing credit, you know that you're not going to be opening up any more credit, then you might want to consider a security freeze on your credit. Freezing your credit means you cannot open up any more credit, but neither can the scammers. And this can help protect you from identity theft. Now, you have to freeze all three of the credit reporting from the three credit reporting agencies by contacting them directly. Now, if you decide maybe 6 months later, you do need to get a new car loan or open up a new credit card, you can unfreeze your credit, but you need to do that with all three of the credit reporting agencies. Now, if you have a problem or an issue you cannot resolve with the three credit reporting agencies, please contact us and you can submit a formal complaint. Next slide, please. So let's talk about cyber safety. What can you do to protect yourself from becoming a victim? Passwords. Now, we were told, change your password every 3 months, maybe every 90 days. Well, that made it easier for us to come up with simple passwords. We couldn't come up with any more good passwords. So now there is a second school of thought when it comes to passwords that says if you have a unique password for each of your accounts and you do not think it's been tampered with, and you feel safe with that password, maybe you don't have to change it. But again, consider changing it if the password is too easy, if your password contains names of dogs and places, things that can be found on social media, please consider changing your password. The longer the better, at least 8 characters, but up to 16 is even better. Maybe using paraphrases, numbers. Again, make your passwords unique and different for each of your financial accounts. There's also doing something called two-step verification or multi-factor authentication. It's another step for you to protect yourself from somebody accessing your account. Now, even businesses and financial institutions require you to use this two-step verification process. They want to make sure they're protecting themselves. They want to make sure that when somebody's signing on to an account regarding their bank, possibly, they want to know that it really is you. They want to know that you can access your email account. They want to know that you have access to your cell phone by sending you another temporary number, 6-digit code, something to verify that it really is you trying to log in. Another thing you can do is make sure that you are on a secure network, especially when you are shopping. If you notice the green lock that is on the page here, you want to make sure it is closed. That lock is closed and not open. That indicates that the account is secure. Also, look at the URL address. Make sure it says HTTPS. It has that S, again indicating that you are on a secured website. Next slide, please. So we're going to recap what you can do, some things you can do to avoid avoid a scam and protecting yourself. Now, scammers like to use tactics to verify. They use similar tactics to get their victims to pay. They want to create a sense of urgency, fear of missing out. The deal is only good for today, and or threaten you to get you to do something. Now, so here are some things to remember, steps you can take to protect yourself from fraud. Never give personal information unless you initiated the contact. Don't return phone calls left on voicemail. Verify the number before calling back. Now, unknown calls, numbers, if your phone's ringing, don't answer. If you get stuck on a call with an unsolicited caller, hang up. Say no, no thank you, and hang up that call. Remember, government agencies do not call you out of the blue. Don't click on any links sent via text or email. Using ChatGPT and technology nowadays, these scammers send out emails with logos like PayPal or from your bank that look so real that you want to click on the link. I mean, it seems faster, right, for you to click on that link to verify, confirm something. But if you hover your mouse over that link, you can see the real URL address and the link that's going to take you to. And it won't be the real PayPal account or to your bank. So do not call the number that's listed on the text or email. You want to verify if there really is an issue by going to the source. Look up the real number of the bank and verify if there really is an issue. Consider creating a family safe word or phrase, something you share only with your family members, including grandparents, something not found online or on your social media accounts. So if they are contacted by scammers, especially our grandparents, about maybe a family member being kidnapped or is it sitting in jail in Mexico, you can ask them to verify the family safe word. Do not send money to someone you have never met in person. Do not send money via gift card, wire transfer, or cryptocurrency. All of these methods of payment are what scammers like to use because once the money is gone, it's very hard to trace. And now we're hearing of cases where the scammers will pick up the cash and even gold bars from your front door. Now, you might think, who's going to leave a bag full of cash or gold bars at your front door? Well, if it's someone who's being scammed and they're scared, maybe they're being threatened and feel there is no other way. Yes, people fall for this type of scam. Again, verify that there really is an issue and go to the source yourself. Remember, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Trust your instincts. Talk to your friends, family, and neighbors if you think something isn't right or you think you are falling victim to a scam. Next slide, please. Now, falling victim to a scam can be embarrassing or upsetting. And according to the FTC's latest report, only 1 in 4 report a fraud or a scam. If you've been a victim of financial fraud concerning one of our licensees, please contact us. You can contact us by going to our website at dfpi.ca.gov or calling our toll-free number at 866-275-2677 and filing a formal complaint. Now, you also want to report it to your local law enforcement. Go ahead and file a report, and you're going to want that report number to go the next step by going to report scams and fraud to the Federal Trade Commission. And you can do that by going to www.reportfraud.ftc.gov. Now, if you're a victim of cyber or internet crime, you also want to then report your scam to the Federal Bureau of Investigation, the FBI, at www.ic3.gov. Now, when you report a fraud, while you may not get your money back, maybe you can protect the next person from falling victim to the same fraud. Next slide, please. If you or someone you know 60 and older has been a victim of fraud, they can call the National Elder Fraud Hotline by calling 833-372-8311. And this is especially important for if you are a senior and you're not exactly sure what to do and you're a victim of fraud, you're embarrassed and you're not tech savvy, you don't know how to report the fraud, you don't know what to do, you can call this National Elder Fraud Hotline that was created by the Federal Department of Justice to get support. They can guide you and they can even file the report with the FTC and the FBI on your behalf. So remember to keep this number handy. Next slide, please. So how can you stay connected with the DFPI? You can subscribe to our monthly newsletter by going to our website, dfpi.ca.gov/subscribe. You can connect with us on our social media accounts. Follow us and see what we are up to and learn more about the latest scams. We have a Facebook account, LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube. So again, you can get all this contact information by going to our website at www.dfpi.ca.gov. Next slide, please. And again, here is how you can contact us on our website or by calling us at our toll-free number. And if you want to email us, you can email us at outreach@dfpi.ca.gov. If you'd also like a presentation, whether it's in person or webinar for your organization, your staff, or maybe you're hosting, or you'd like to host a Protect Yourself from Fraud event, please go ahead and email us at outreach@dfpi.ca.gov. And if you'd also like to contact, you have any questions, please contact Assemblywoman Petrie-Norris's office at 873.asmdc.org. You can visit their website or call them at their district office at 949-251-0074. Next slide, please. Now, I've talked about many issues today, but it boils down to these three things. Stop, look, and think before you click or tap to send money to someone you've never met in person. Now, thank you all for joining us today. I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Ku with the next slide for our Q&A session.
Awesome. Thank you, Sally. It's a great presentation. There's so much information there. And we have a very lively audience. We have a lot of different questions. And I'm going to answer this one with one of those popular questions we get all the time, which is, can I get a copy of these slides? Is this webinar being recorded? The answer is yes, this webinar is being recorded. I believe we will probably publish it on the DFPI's YouTube channel, and that's just youtube.com/CADFPI. You would go there. We have a number of different videos. We have a financial education webinar series, which you could watch. And I believe we will be publishing this video there too. So you can go back and watch it, especially if you missed a section or came in late. We'll have it available. And I believe we will be emailing a copy of the slides. It'll be either us or it'll be the office of Assemblywoman Petrie-Norris. Will be emailing you a follow-up email with this copy of the slides. So great question. Thank you. Let's just go from the top. We have, like I said, a lot of different questions here. Who can I contact about mail scams? Sally, do you want to answer that? I have a piece right here that I could share.
Okay, so you can contact the United States Postal Service if it's directly related to mail fraud. Now, if it was a check that was maybe, excuse me, stolen from the bank, you obviously want to contact the bank, let them know that the check was stolen, the check was modified. We encourage, if you write checks, to use a anti-fraud gel pen to write your checks with, because then if your check is stolen out of those blue mailboxes, they cannot wash off the ink. If you use an anti-fraud gel pen. These pens can be purchased online on Amazon or even at Office Depot, around $3 to $5 per pen. They're fantastic.
Yeah, thanks, Sally. And I'll add that especially in the Central Valley, one thing that we're seeing is a lot of mail theft. And that's what Sally's talking about. Mail thieves can easily hit up, especially if you live like in a community or a apartment complex where they have all the mailboxes in one location. It's really easy for mail thieves to just come in, hit it with a pry bar, steal everyone's mail. If you have a mailbox at the end of your driveway, and when you put mail in there and put up the red flag, again, that's a real easy target for mail thieves. One thing we do is we recommend that individuals, if it's important mail, if it's a payment or a check that you're sending out, go directly to the post office and put it right into to them instead of leaving it in your mailbox. And yep, just like Sally was saying, if you have concerns about specific mail scams that you might be experiencing, the post office has inspectors. They have inspectors which you can contact. I don't have the exact information with me, but we actually will be having a webinar in March to talk about different mail fraud, mail scams. And I believe we're going to have one of the inspectors on to talk about it. So subscribe to us. You'll get more information about that upcoming webinar. Great question. Thank you very much. Moving on, will you be talking about AI scams? I received a couple of those type of calls lately. Sally, you want to talk about
that? AI scams over the phone. So I don't know if I can get more information, but The scammers are using AI technology. It takes about 3 seconds of a person's recorded voice, and they can actually create sentences, phrases, and that make it sound so real that you might get a call from, it sounds like it's your daughter, and they're saying, "Mom, I was in, my car broke down and I'm stuck on the side of the road and I don't have any money. I lost my wallet. My phone is dead. So I'm calling from this other number." And it sounds like really it's your daughter. That's how good AI technology is. And that's why when I recommend using a family or creating a family safe word, you can say, "Hey, Sally, what's our family safe word?" Right? They should be able to tell you. And if, even if they transfer the phone call to, let's say, a quote, a policeman, okay, that is calling because your son is stuck in jail, and they're asking for bail money, ask the police officer, "Can you ask my son what our family safe word is?" Those are things that we can do to protect ourselves, but there are various AI scams. Everyone's using the technology, just like we use it, to make our life easier. The scammers are making it, easier for them to create more different types of scams. Cody, is there anything you want to comment on that?
Oh yeah, you're absolutely correct, Sally. Talking about artificial intelligence (AI), voice cloners. That's what Sally's talking about. They're also scammers, fraudsters. They're also using artificial intelligence to write emails, write text messages. It used to be you can, spot the red flags pretty easily, right? Grammar issues, punctuation issues. But again, like Sally was saying, scammers are using artificial intelligence to make it make their letters more convincing, make those emails or text messages more convincing. Again, like Sally said, you want to stop, look, right, look for some red flags, think first, and if you still have if it still looks legitimate, the best thing to do is go straight to the source. If it's an email, just print it out, go directly to your bank or whoever it is, go directly to them and show them the printout and say, "Hey, I got this. Is this legitimate?" Right? So yeah, you just have to be careful. You just have to double check. Great question. Thank you for that. Jace writes, "Should I hang up on a scammer that is calling me? My friend told me that I should just let it go to voicemail."
Yes. So the best way we recommend is that if you do not recognize the number, right? If it's not, it's on your cell phone, whether it's on your landline, if it's a number that is not in your contacts, if it doesn't say, Mary Jo, it doesn't say, Sue, then consider not answering that call, and letting it go into voicemail. And if it's a robocall, if it's a scam, likely they are not leaving messages unless they're doing, of course, the government imposter scams, right? Where they're saying that they're calling from the IRS. So yes, we recommend possibly not answering the phone. If you don't know the number, let it go into voicemail. Now, if you're getting on your cell phone a number you don't recognize, do not hit the red button and end that call, because then that signifies to the scammer that this is a good number, that there is a live person at the end of this call hanging up. So that can initiate more calls from scammers, because now it's a verified number and they can sell your number saying that, hey, there's a live person. So yes, we recommend not answering your calls if you don't know who's on the other end.
Thanks, Sally. Great question, Jace. Thanks for asking. All right. Next question. Where can I get help if I've been a victim of identity theft? My mail was stolen a year ago, and I've had trouble filing my taxes, renewing my DMV tags, and even opening a bank account.
Okay, so one of the best places to go for help is at the FTC, the Federal Trade Commission. They actually have report identity theft web page, and they actually will walk you through steps on what you should do, steps to take on how to clear up the identity theft mess. But then one of the first things you also want to do is pull your credit report, make sure you can find where all the accounts might have been opened where people have used your social security number. And then you want to contact the 3 credit reporting agencies and let them know that you're a victim identity theft, and they're going to do a fraud alert on all 3 of your accounts. And then you want to contact all the financial institutions directly and report fraud and do a fraud alert directly with those accounts. And it may take some time. And again, the best place to go, Ku just put that in the chat, identitytheft.gov. It's through the FTC. They are going to give you steps to take. Thank you for that question.
Yeah, it's a great question, and totally understand that if you've become a victim of identity theft, it's kind of hard to know where to start and where to go. And yeah, just like Sally was saying, identitytheft.gov, you're going to, I feel for you, losing mail, and then of course not being able to do things. It can be very frustrating. But yep, Sally listed out a lot of great steps to take. So thank you for the question, and I hope everything works out for you. Next question. I was notified earlier this year that my data was stolen as part of AT&T's data breach. I was too afraid to do anything, and now I'm afraid my information is on the dark web. What can I do?
Okay, thank you for that question. I'm actually an AT&T subscriber, so I feel for you. I know what you're going through. Now, honestly, most of our information is already on the dark web, and it is because there have been so many data breaches that we've all been victims of, fallen victim to. Now, we have to remember that businesses, financial institutions spend millions of dollars, right, to protect their customers, their information from being hacked. Yet it still happens. So it's up to us to protect their own accounts. Be vigilant. Take the steps like Ku mentioned about mail, and check your credit report regularly. Make sure you look at your bank statements and you're looking to see things. Make sure that there's nothing out of order. So then you get it. So from that, we have to understand that yes, your information is possibly on the dark web. Again, most of our information is probably already out there, but then what you're looking to do is you're looking for signs. Do you get an alert that says, your social security number was used, and you might see that on your credit report. The only thing we don't know about our information being on the dark web is when will that information be sold and used by a scammer. So that's why we have to make sure we stay vigilant and alert to protect ourselves from becoming victim to fraud.
Yeah, I completely agree, Sally. A lot of information that you have out there is also public information, which can be, sold on the dark web. I would add a couple more things here. So AT&T should have notified you. That's probably how you know that you were a victim of AT&T's data breach. What steps they give you, I would recommend that you follow up on, right? So that's things like credit monitoring, any kind of credit monitoring service that they're offering. I'd say take advantage of it. Just like Sai was saying, monitor your financial accounts as well as your credit accounts very carefully. Consider putting a credit freeze. It's as easy as going to each credit bureau. Of course, if you have an account with them, if you don't create an account, but if you don't have an account, you just create one totally free. You take control of your credit account, and then you could put a freeze. It's really easy. Even if your credit is frozen, you could still use your credit cards for all sorts of transactions. It's just that you can't open up a credit account, a new credit card, a car loan, whatever. You won't be able to use it unless you unfreeze your credit. So unfreezing credit, again, very easy. You just log into your different credit account, and then you unfreeze it, and then that's where you can get your loan or open a credit card and then freeze your account again. Literally takes 5 minutes to do. But it saves you from someone taking your identity and trying to use your credit to do those other accounts. So I'm sorry that I feel for you, and I'm sorry that you've been a victim of a data breach there. But do definitely take proactive steps to protect yourself. One more thing I do want to add, not trying to stay on this too long, but it's so important, is don't share more information that you need to on your accounts. So whether that's with, like, here it's AT&T, could be with your Amazon account, could be with your email account, right? You want to limit as much information as possible because, again, even AT&T, which is a huge multinational, multi-billion-dollar company, they were hacked. And so don't put all your information there, right? Give them the bare minimum information, because if they do get hacked in this situation, the hackers will only have the bare minimum information available to get into the dark web, right? So again, whether it's with your email or your Netflix account or your Amazon account, whatever, limit the bare minimum. Don't put personal information. Just give them the basic information available. So great question. Thank you, Sally. It's a great answer. We have a couple more questions here, and we do have a lot of time. So if just a reminder, if you do have a question, please feel free to submit it into the Zoom's Q&A feature. We are going to get to it today. Next question is tapping your card to pay secure? I hear a lot about people getting scammed when they use their debit card at gas stations.
Yes. So when you use your card at the gas stations, there potentially could be a skimmer attached to that keypad. It usually occurs, they say gas stations, where because the employees are inside, nobody can, nobody's monitoring that keypad at the gas station, maybe with also, dim lighting. So if you are at that gas station, what you're looking to do is go ahead and touch the keypad. Is there anything loose? Does it look like it's been modified, altered with? Those are types of keypads you probably want to give it a second thought. Maybe go to a different gas station with better lighting, or go inside and pay inside with the keypad where the employees can see it so that nobody can tamper with it and potentially add a skimmer. Now, what the skimmer does is when you swipe your card, they are taking all the information about your card. And so then the scammer will, have collected, let's say, 1,000 credit card numbers or debit card numbers, and then they will sell it, or they will use it themselves, or they will eventually sell it, and creating a fake card or going online and buying things until you notice that your card's been hacked. So the safer way, again, we recommend using a credit card versus a debit card. But if you have to use a debit card and you swipe the card, and the automatic default is the box pops up and it's asking you to enter your 4-digit PIN number. Well, 90% of the businesses don't make you do that. All you have to do is press enter. And again, your purchase will go through as a credit purchase versus a debit purchase. Now, it doesn't affect you. The money's gone out of your account immediately when you use your debit card, whether you choose the debit option or the credit option. The reason you don't want to enter your PIN number is it's another protection step. If your debit card number gets stolen, they don't have your PIN number, so they can't withdraw money from your account immediately, quickly, because they can steal thousands of dollars out of your account within minutes of getting your account number. So that's another step you want to do. But now, in my area especially, there's been a video where somebody walked into a store in front of a camera, literally with the employee standing there, trying to add a skimmer to a keypad inside a store. So, we say go into the store, it's safer, but it's not 100% guaranteed. There was a story about skimmers being added to Walmart's self-checkout stations. So it is up to you to protect yourself. So every time you use your card, just touch the keypad. Is there anything loose? Does it look different than the last time you were there at the store? And again, if you're using a debit card, don't enter your PIN number.
Yep, a lot of great information there. Thank you, Sally. Okay, next question. Talking about gold bars, I saw a video on social media about gold scams. Is this a big issue? I have a lot of investments in gold and silver. Should I worry about this?
So, the best information I can tell you is that do your research. Your account that you have, where you purchased the gold bars, and who's actually physically holding the gold bars. If you're holding it, that's, safer. But if the account or the business entity is holding your gold bars for you, make sure you know who you're doing business with. You want to check their license, whether it's us, okay, the SEC, commodities, okay, website. So depending on how your account is set up, if it's in through, if it's invested through an IRA, then you're probably not physically holding the gold bars. So again, do your research. Make sure you understand what it is you're investing in, that you feel comfortable and safe with the business entity, investment advisor that you're working with. Do your due diligence. Make sure, yeah, you understand what it is you're investing in.
Yep, I completely agree. And I think there was a news segment about this. Absolutely, do your research. So important before you purchase your gold and silver. Check the reputation of the company, and don't rely on testimonials from their website. Right? You definitely don't want to buy gold that's not even legitimate gold, if from a website out of nowhere. So a lot of great information here. There's definitely a lot of, we call it precious metal scams. So whether that's gold or silver or diamonds, rubies, all those different, platinum, all the different types of things. Again, you want to buy it from a reputable company, someone that you can always, and like Sally was saying, check the SEC, right, for the making sure that they're licensed. So great question. Next one. Can you comment on the FBI warning for generative AI fraud that was circulated last week? And I think I saw this, but Sally, did you?
No,
I
I'm not familiar with the article.
so from what I understand, when we talked about this, the generative AI part of it was voice cloning, right? So scammers using voice cloning software to generate voices, of maybe loved ones that might seem legitimate. I don't remember if you talked about this, Sally, but sometimes if a scammer is calling you, right, and you pick up by accident and you just say yes, they could record that yes, especially if they have a conversation with you. They can record your voice and then use that recording to generate, with again artificial intelligence technology to clone your voice. So be very careful. Again, talking to someone you don't know on the phone, answering phone calls you don't recognize. There's a lot more information in that FBI warning. I didn't get a chance to read through it thoroughly, so I can't comment on it. But we actually partner very closely with the FBI on this and other things. So if you do want more information, again, you're welcome to email us, and I'll follow up with you on that. Our email address, I'm going to put it in the chat here. It's just outreach@dfpi.ca.gov. And let me read that FBI warning again so I could give more information on it.
I can add something to that. I don't know about that specific article, but now there are cases where in romance scams, the scammers can actually use technology and create videos using, it's kind of like a deepfake video where they're using, let's say, a picture of somebody you met online, right? It's not a real person, but they're using that person's face, everything to create videos so that when you're FaceTiming, okay, somebody that you just met online, you really think you're talking to them and it's not real. It is a fake video. And so you have to also be careful of that. And so you want to make sure in the romance, if you meet somebody new online, Google their name. You're looking for real pictures that if they are on social media, okay, you see them interacting with other people, doing things. And so you get to see them and not just one picture, right? Their profile picture only. And that same profile picture is kind of basically used to create you talking to them, possibly through video, videoing, right?
Yep. Thank you, Sally. All right. Last question. I know we have some time, so again, if you do have any other questions, feel free to submit into the Zoom's Q&A feature. I'd like to stay till the end, and we'll answer whatever comes through. So my email was hacked a while ago. Is there anything I could do to recover it?
Ku, you want to answer? I don't have a lot of information on emails.
Yeah, so for emails, honestly, it's going to be very hard for you to recover an email if it got hacked and you lost possession of it. Probably the best thing. There's three things that you could do. That's kind of the best step. Number one, you want to create a new email and then notify every one of your contacts that hey, my old email was hacked. Please do not answer or reply back to any emails you receive from this old email address, because that's one of the first things that a hacker or a scammer is going to do. They're going to look through your address book, your email address book, and they're going to try to email all your contacts to try to scam them. So that's kind of the first most important thing you want to do, is just notifying all your friends and family, hey, I lost my email. Same thing for social media. If you lose your social media account, if someone takes over it, again, you want to contact everyone to let them know, hey, if someone is messaging you on Facebook or emailing you from my old account, it's not me, right? The next thing you want to do is definitely want to contact the email service. So could be Google with Gmail, could be Yahoo, whoever it is. Contact them, let them know that your email got hacked, and every one of them has a particular process for you to go through to either try to recover your email, or at the very least you want to shut the email down, so that they can't access your contacts, so that they can't look through your emails, your past emails, and find things like your financial information or personal information that you have in your emails. So yes, you want to try to get that email shut down, right? And then kind of like the third thing is you want to, again, it's all about limiting how much information you have. This is more proactive, right? If you use your email for a lot of personal things, don't save personal or financial information in your email. And by the way, your email is probably going to be connected to a lot of other services. So things like your Facebook account, your bank account. You're going to have to go through all the different connections and change the emails, and that's very, very important. So number one, let everybody know that you lost access to your email, and that notify them that don't respond to any contact you might get from it. Two, notify the email service, and three, change the email on all your connected services, right? Your Netflix account, your bank accounts, your credit accounts. So important. Here's a message that just came in. Get spam message, get all spam messages. So I think it's someone who's getting a lot of spam emails. The best thing you could do here, if you're getting a lot of spam emails, is just simply flagging it as, and many email services have this ability to flag the spam message or flag the phishing email as spam or junk. And what it does is it helps the email service to filter that kind of thing from coming back to you and to others. So important to do that. Also, if you do see a spam message or even an email message that looks a little bit suspicious, don't click on any links. Don't call any numbers in it. Again, they're trying to fish for you. They're trying to get you to contact them. So thank you for that question. And that looks like that is it. And we are coming up on the hour anyway. So I do see a hand up, but unfortunately I cannot answer or allow to talk. If you do put it in the Q&A feature, I'm happy to answer it. But with that, let's go to the next slide real quick. Just some last minute housekeeping items. Next week, December 18th, 12 noon, we have another webinar coming up. This is with California Coast Credit Union. It's staying safe this holiday season, masking financial scams and protecting your wallet. We'll be going through a lot of the similar topics here, but we're going to be talking a little more about how to stay safe with online shopping, that kind of thing. And in January, we are going to be doing a webinar talking about VITA. That's the Volunteer Income Tax Assistance Program, free program. If you need help filing your taxes, you could register for that webinar there. Learn more about it. There's like eligibility requirements, you know, fill out forms, that kind of thing. So again, you want to learn, if you want, again, help with filing your taxes, you want to register for that webinar. With that, again, I want to say a big thank you for you all joining. The great questions. This has been a really fantastic webinar and audience. A big thank you to Sally, Target Outreach Specialist at the DFPI, for doing the presentation. Also, a big thank you to Assemblywoman Cotty Petrie-Norris and her office for helping host this. With that, I want to say thank you again. Happy holidays. Please take care of yourselves and each other. Goodbye.
Thank you.